neck and neck with Kent. I'm just gonna.
Well, yeah. Yeah. How y'all doing today? This your boy Gates Open Media. We partnered up with Hold My Nuts podcast, and we also have an in-room or in the house guest, Mr. Jason right here. So tonight's discussion is gonna be about, obviously you see the title whole shit I'm fucking up. Semen retention. We're gonna talk about all that and more right after this. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. So right off rip, I want to say I appreciate the brother right next to me, Mr. Jason. We've linked up so many times over the years. The official first guest in studio. So we're gonna give him a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? But also we partnered up. We got my boy. Also, what tell the people where they can find you at.
Yeah, glad to be here. Glad to be here, man. It's your boy Jason Gray. You can find me on my own YouTube channel, Jason I Vision Greg. Kind of, one of the people kind of talk about anything holistic. You know what I'm saying? Main focus for a while has been semen retention. So, I'm loving the topic and super happy to be a part of this right now, and kind of kick some bread and get back with an old friend.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the people who viewing in right now probably already know of. You got one hell of a following, but yeah, man. I just kind of talk about growth. I'm young, I ain't gonna put my age on here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that comfortable with y'all yet, but I'm just glad to be here. I'm gonna kick as many gems and and information as I can, and see if we get the crowd to really rock with us. And if you don't, it is what it is. It ain't for everybody, but we here. So
Bang boogie, definitely. And now we're gonna turn it over to a guy I went to high school with. We played college ball. I'm in college. We played high school ball together,
Yes,
football together. He was the leader of our team back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him his flowers here. Even though I did lock him up a couple of times, he crossed me. I give it to him. He crossed me when he first got over there. But anyway, this brother here, can't say. I could go on all day giving his accolades, but with that being said, Hold My Nuts podcast, y'all go check it out, and Mr. Bo, let them know what's going on.
Yeah, man. Listen, thank you for having me on, man. I'm glad I had the time to do it because you just sent me a text like right out the blue. And I was at the gym when you sent the text. I was like, I hit my dog up when I get up out of here, man. And so I'm free tonight, and I'm happy to be on, man, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Man, we got a comment already. Who is this?
Taylor Marrero.
That's one of your folks?
I'm not sure.
Me either, but hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Well, I don't know, because my boy Dylan, that's my guy. I appreciate y'all showing love, man, jumping on the screen, man. I know it was stand out, but they show love for the kid, man. I appreciate the love, man. Dylan, appreciate the love, brother.
Definitely. So also go check out Sit in Politic. That's another channel I'm on a lot. Definitely show them boys some love. They put out content every day. I follow this gentleman here, Mr. Hold My Nuts. When he told me he was doing this, I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. Beautiful thing. I don't know much about this topic, but these two, they partnered up before. So I'm gonna let them kind of lead this thing off, and let's take it in another dimension.
So you wanna start it off, Bo?
I started off, man. So we started, me and Greg, we started this semen retention back a year ago, over a year ago. I want to
Yep.
say February or March,
First,
right?
February 1st.
February 1st, yeah. And you know, we pretty much started at the same time,
We
like
did.
the
We started on the
same
same day.
time.
If it wasn't, it probably was just a couple hour difference.
Couple hours difference, man. And we was rocking it out, knocking it out, encouraging one another, in the semen retention journey. I
Talk
had
about it from your perspective too, because I know you don't like to hold back. So, definitely let it out from your perspective. So,
yes, sir.
because one thing that can't be mistaken is the fact that you've been doing this for a long time consistently. And the whole journey, it's it's a battlefield. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we can definitely get into that too. I hope people gonna stick around long enough to kind of hear about that. I don't know how many people's you know acclimated with the semen retention journey, but it's a battlefield. So I love for you to tell your truth in any way that you would like to put it from your perspective. And and I'll second that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, just for anyone who's never been on, or who they don't really know what semen retention is. For me, it started out as a way to basically improve myself. I was tired of living a life that was just centered around sex and women. I was just frustrated, man. I was literally just frustrated with just like my whole day is just centered around this. My whole life is centered around this. Like, and I just got to the point in my life. I was at a very low point, and I said, you know what? I'm about to just stop busting nuts.
I know I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that brought me to your intro. You got to say the intro, Cole. You have to.
Yeah. So the intro is, dang, put me on. I don't forgot my own intro, dog. Hold on, I got it. Hold on, I
But when
got
it
it.
come back to you, just
I got the intro. Don't trip. I got it.
um, got me
I
dying.
know why you're here. You're tired of releasing on your keyboards, your laptops, and your desktops, and you're tired of being manipulated and dominated by female culture. So everybody know my tagline: desecrating keyboards, laptops, and desktops. They know what that means. Watching porn, doing all that craziness, man, splattering keyboards, flat screens, plasma screens, desktops, rooftops, drop tops, black tops, letting it go, man, all willy-nilly, man. And so we coming to put it into that.
Amen. Amen.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Because it definitely gets messy.
Yes, sir.
So we
Yes,
got
sir.
a couple comments. I want to,
Now put them comments up there, man. Let,
comments,
let, let the
comments.
people be heard.
And what's good? Who is this right here? Taylor Morero. I don't know how to say it. Hold my nuts to truth. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual warfare. From Taylor. Hold my nuts. Everyday King. Well, you got to a following, man. Y'all sitting politic over here. Hey, that's the intro. That's crazy. Yes, sir. Go over there and check them out. Like I say, check out Sit Politic too. OD. What we got? Slow Tones. Well, hey, first time I heard that, man, no lie, I almost
That boy grabbed the butter. That boy grabbed the butter out the fridge. Didn't even step out the kitchen with it.
sitting politics say motherfuckers don't use toilet paper, tissue. I mean, you motherfuckers don't use toilet paper, tissue, something.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Toilet paper. So yeah, so y'all going to, I mean, I don't want to hold it up. I keep holding it up here. But I'm gonna let you go. Then I'm gonna have some questions, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That I think some people want to know that I even want to know. I think I asked you in your comments one time. So anyway, just go ahead. Go ahead. You was tired of busting on your keyboard, your laptop.
Laptops, desktop, man, just living a dirty life, man, having a dirty mind. And I knew it was more to life than what I was experiencing, man. And so I just said, you know what, I had enough, man. I'm gonna discipline myself to actually, not be so centered around sex. And it didn't even start off, like on a godly tip, so to speak. I always had a conscience of God. I grew up with God and Christ and all that type of stuff, man. But that wasn't my purpose initially for starting the channel. It just, as I started retaining, I just kept getting more and more righteous. I kept seeing things, and at the time I was dealing with a lot of spiritual warfare. Man, I don't want to drop too much heat on y'all, but it's not anything too heavy. But I was dealing with a lot of spiritual warfare, witchcraft. I don't know if you guys believe in that, but it's real. People sending curses, spells, and what people don't understand about sex is it's a spiritual act. It's a spiritual act, man. It's a spiritual act.
Yeah.
And you got to really understand those implications. Can't just be out there willy nilly because people really have no idea what they're getting themselves into. You feel me?
Yeah.
For sure, for
So
sure.
I've heard um that anytime a guy and a girl have sex, it's like they, like you say, spiritual warfare and all that stuff, that they actually leave a part of them with them,
Facts.
spiritually.
That's correct.
So I thought that was crazy.
I would more along the line say every time a man have sex with a woman, the man leaves a part of him with the woman,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
and what comes with the man is the depletedness, and the, I would say, the emptiness, of his own soul. It's almost like
Facts.
he's chipping at his own soul. Now, to what extent of the direction his soul will tend to cultivate, you know, some of that information is still hidden, but it's definitely a one way street. Because I tell you one thing, I ain't never felt better about fucking more hoes.
Never felt better. Okay, I got
I
you.
ain't never felt better.
Yeah.
But
And
why is that?
When you
Why
said,
is that?
oh, go ahead.
I mean, you want the facts, or you just want my opinion?
No, I want both.
Well, I can only give you my opinion, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's you got the cup half full and half empty, right?
Right.
That's a figure of speech when we talking about motivation, or being optimistic over pessimism. But when we talking about an actual cup, if you pouring it out, that cup is becoming half empty, not half full. So the more women you sleep with, or we're talking to maybe the whole idea of sleeping with your wife and all that, but the more women that you sleep with, you're not becoming half full. It
Man,
just don't make sense.
Right.
You're by
I
all
like
means
that.
becoming half empty for sure.
I definitely like that. I never heard it. Because they, in science, they always, is it half empty, half full? They want you to be
I'm
optimistic
an
and say
optimistic.
it's half full. But what you're saying is when you're dumping it out, it's becoming half empty, which then that makes sense. You know what I mean? When we're talking about that
As
now,
far as being depleted, as far
yeah, yeah.
as it being a one-way street, I ain't never now, and I'll get into it, Bo, because I know the thing about Bo is, and I can't stop saying Bo ever since I got your name.
I don't know what to call you.
He the one that told me your name, so you got some spies.
Well,
out here
really, that's
not doing
still
their
not his real
job.
name, but I'm not gonna expose that.
Okay,
Right. Right.
much appreciated. So, I know you've been through a whole nother journey than what I've been through. And I had some questions in regards to a lot of the game you was just kicking off the past, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, you talked about the spiritual warfare and, your connection with the Bible and things like that. And I got a question because I I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I want to know truthfully, when you started semen retention, was it at that time it became a spiritual thing for you, or did the journey of semen retention really, really open up that spiritual side even more to realize the type of battle that you're dealing with? Because without trying to stir the conversation or direct your answer, because I want you to speak from your own truth, right? Um, I stopped. How I found semen retention, I remember it was 2000 and 2021, right? Right before that whole George George
George Floyd.
George Floyd shit kind of popped off. I was at the crib and I went like a week without handling my business. Keep it PG, I got people watching, 16 of them. Shout out to y'all for sure. Shout out to y'all. Um, I was about a weekend, and then I had let one go, and I'm like, you too
Got
chill.
him.
I was like, hold up. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? I done let one. I done had let a whole lot. You know what I mean? Come out this tool. You know what I'm saying? And then I kind of felt more like I felt like my erection was stronger. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, real shit. I had a chick that was coming from Atlanta to come see me in about a month, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let me hold this shit in until she come and see me,
Right.
and then I'm gonna give it to her. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to her because it made sense that like I'm the type of nigga where what I mean. I might when you young, you try to go back to back to back and shit like that. After you grown, you realize, man, it ain't even about all that. But and then I always wonder, like, damn, like, why is it like every time I release, my erection get weaker? You know what I'm saying? To the
Mhm.
point where before the first release, it don't never go down. You know what I mean? In the second release, I might have to have a, you know what I mean, hit the top on me. You know what I'm saying? And then get right back in it, whatever. I know we getting real explicit, but cut me off if
Nah,
ever
go
need.
ahead, man.
And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, obviously, the more you release, the weaker the junk is. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, no, let me hold this shit in real, real long. And then when Shorty come, because I had Shorty coming from Atlanta, I'm like, I'm just going, you know, just have more fun with it. I guess in my mind, I'm thinking I could probably go back 4 or 5 times. In my mind, I'm
Right.
thinking I can go maybe 4 or 5 times in the same night if I retain. And then I mean, obviously, you come to realize if you that's what you do, that's what you do. If that's not what you do, that's not what you do, whatever. But um, so the month went by, right? First, it was the 2 weeks, and then I started like walking around, catching people staring at me and shit. And I'm like, why is that person staring at me? And then I'm walking through the grocery stores and I'm catching women staring at me. Like I'm turning, I look at them in their eye and then they turn away. You know what I mean? Or I'm going through aisles and I'm catching people like peeking at me around the corner and things like that. And
I
I'm
got
like,
paranoid.
paranoid than a bitch. I thought I just smoked marijuana for the first time. And then I'm just like, what's up with this? What's up with this? What's going on? And then at that time I'm at work. This is where it really got freaky. Not even, but this is when I started to look into it a little bit more. Um, I'm at I'm at my job and I do a sales job, and I had a manager, right? I'm gonna say almost an anti-Semitic type of manager, right?
Mhm.
But she was a really witty individual. You know what I mean? She was real corporate. She knew how to talk to you and disrespect you with jokes, right? You know what I mean? Or indirectly, but that thing was slap. You know what I'm saying? And you had to either A, listen to her, or B, respond in a way where you're gonna pull your card. And I never really responded in that way where I pulled my car. So I would listen to her, you know what I mean? And I was always uh 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 a top 3 employee. So I had a little cockiness to myself, but being in the world of, people that I felt like didn't care about me and were using me and were playing mind games with me, it really bothered me. And I didn't really have the ammunition to deal with it. Like I remember, for instance, I'm chilling doing my job, and one of the other employees, he's like, "Hey man, did you hear about that rapper who got killed?" And in my mind, I'm like, "Boy, I don't talk to you about rap," you know.
Right.
do your chain hang low, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I was like, no. He's like, I was like, nah, I didn't hear about that. And he's like, you didn't hear about that? It was all over. It was all over social media. I'm like, how do you know that I be on social media? We don't got social media. You don't even be on social media. I know you don't
Yeah.
listen to rap. So I feel like he was trying to get under my skin, and that's just the type of energy I was dealing with. And I had a homeboy one day. He was like, "Oh, when Buddy said that to you, you should have just been like, oh no, I didn't hear about him, but I did hear about George Floyd. What do you think about that?" Like trying to
Yeah,
spin it
bro.
off of me.
Different
And I'm
energy.
like, damn, I didn't think about that. How come I didn't think about that in a way? And I just felt like I was behind the curve when I was dealing with these folks. And then now fast forward to semen retention, I'm like 3-4 weeks in, right? And I'm talking to my manager, and I'm dealing with a transaction. And she's like, "Hey, I don't think that you can do this." I'm like, "Hey, don't think, just let me do." You know what I mean? And I just
Yeah.
shut it up real quick, and it just came out. And then I realized as I'm talking to people, I'm talking from a different outlet now. I'm activating like a different piece of my brain that took over, and it's almost talking for me, speaking for me. And it came to the point where in that moment, being exposed to this, I'm like, hold up, I'm smarter. I'm
Mm.
I'm wittier. And then with me, I'm the type of nigga I don't ask me to karaoke. You heard? Like I don't karaoke. I don't know lyrics like that. I don't sing songs. Like don't ask me to rap Big E or none of that because I'm just not I don't really be, remembering the lyrics. And I always felt like I had a bad memory because I used to smoke a lot too.
Yeah.
I used to smoke a lot of weed. I've been smoking since I was 16. So I used to blame it on that. And then as I'm going through this journey, like around the same time where I'm starting to uncover, more brain power, so to speak, I found myself being able to dig deeper into my childhood thoughts
Yeah. Okay.
to a point where I can reference
You can remember.
movies,
Yeah.
songs, time periods into conversation
It
fluently
cleared up that brain fog, so to speak.
to a,
Mm.
to a
Yeah.
T. You know what I'm saying?
'Cause
And
that's the thing
I
that
don't
a
want
lot
to
of
talk.
people
I don't
talk
want to
about.
go too much because I could definitely. I mean, I done had some experiences. Moving on into um uh uh future telling. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know they ready for that. So um and then at the same time I found this book called it was called Monks and Mystics as Regular People, right? Monks and Mystics as Regular People. And I was given this book when multiple years prior when I used to live in Atlanta. So I'm listening to this book, Monks and Mystics. I'm reading this book, Monks and Mystics as Regular People. It goes off and explains how there are so many regular people in the world who actually have mystic and monk like abilities.
Mm,
And as I was reading that book, I was getting so just connected to a different world to the
yeah.
point where I actually had a Kundalini experience. But like
What
I
the heck?
said, I
What
don't
is?
want to
Well,
get too
hold on,
far
hold
ahead.
on.
Hey, I don't want to get too far ahead of my.
Kundalini. What?
Yeah, the
That sounds like
serpent.
cum laude. Uh,
It's the serpent. It's the
oh
serpent.
man.
It's the serpent that you know what I
Okay,
mean. But that's
y'all dropping some knowledge on me because I
yeah.
don't
We
even
gonna
know.
we gonna
I
slow
don't
it
know
down.
nothing about that.
We're
You know
gonna
what I'm
slow it
saying?
down for the viewers.
You know what I'm
Slow it
saying?
down for the
Okay.
viewers. But
I mean, anybody in that industry, or I ain't gonna say industry, but anybody in that realm may know. That realm
look,
may
bro,
know.
look what Taylor
Now
look
I'm gonna come down.
look what
So
Taylor.
Sin Paul say y'all ain't angry.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk
Um,
about that. There's a
I
lot of
need to
pros and
spell the
cons.
demons out of my body. Yeah.
But I did
Um,
definitely find oh
Taylor say
go
make
ahead.
your thing a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a myth or a truth, but that's what he say.
That's the truth.
That's the
That's
truth.
the truth.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely true. That thing.
No, I hear him. I hear him.
That's
Um,
the truth.
I see Doobie. See Doobie. Um, did you have something to? Because I have a question, but do you have anything
Because
to?
my question to you really was around did you find did you become more religious to this aspect through the process, or did you find the process because you were so religious? You know, just coming from your truth.
I would say that as I started practicing semen retention, not really understanding what I was doing fully, I knew that, if I retain my semen, I would get some physical benefits. You would get your testosterone levels would increase 50+%. I knew that I would get those physical benefits, but what I didn't know was that from retaining my seed, I was now put into spiritual portals. And the reason I was projected into those spiritual portals was because the demons that I was supplying my seed to were being starved out. And as a result of being starved out, that's when I noticed that all of a sudden I started having these sexual dreams. Well, these spirits coming to me in the form of people that they felt like I was attracted to, or people that I was with in the past. And the purpose of the dream is to implant that memory in your mind to get you to meditate on that thought as if you actually watch porn, to leave that image in your mind and your memory in your soul so that you wake up horny with an erection. So you eventually you give into it. Because when you stop watching porn, you stop doing all that negative stuff. There's nothing that you're feeding yourself to drive the lust, to drive the infatuation with sexual immoral things. So when you cut that off, Satan says, okay, I see what you're doing. Let me infiltrate your dreams and let me put these sexual situations in there to try to heighten your level of sensitivity to lust, so you can actually spill that seed and I can get back to getting what you were supplying me with before. So to answer your question, I believe that the practice of semen retention opened my eyes up to the spiritual world, and I start understanding that now I'm in a fight, a real fight, and that I knew semen retention was really, really important, because if it wasn't, these evil spirits would be coming at me. And because of my background, religious background, I understood what these things were. And then that's how I began to navigate, begin to research, begin to fast, begin to pray, begin to seek God. And that's kind of how I started. So,
all right. So really quick, your boy Taylor say celibacy is keeping God's commandments. And going off of that, I kind of have a question, my main question. And then also we're gonna introduce this other guy on the screen. Y'all don't know him. He just been sitting there chilling. His name is Will. It's my homeboy down here. So Mr. Will, if you want to say something, jump on in. You got the floor.
I know y'all boys give us some enlightening conversations, man. One thing I like to add with that is when you say about the semen retention, one thing I do, I mentor a lot of like young kids from the ages of like 12 to 18. A couple of guys come. I'm military also as well, and one thing I would tell like any young cat, any young man, I tell them that they really shouldn't date a woman until they at least have $30,000 in their bank account. They're sufficient, and they're mentally in tune with their spiritual being also as well. But you saying you're going on that long run, being celibate, that's a real thing, because your 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 sense of enlightenment peaks so high when you get to that point that is unreal.
I'm trying to get smart. I need to start this.
Well, you married, bro.
what the thing is, as a married man,
That was my question.
As a married man, you can practice semen retention,
Yeah.
in the sense of not releasing your seed unnecessarily. You know what I mean? We be so horny, bro. We be thinking about sex so much. We gonna try to get some top when she on that time of the month. We gonna try to do anything to keep them nuts flowing. You feel me? So, but if you can, as a man, you married, obviously you gotta take care of your wife. That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you are allowing yourself to be drawn away by other things that entice you sexually, that is causing you to extract your seed unnecessarily, you're not going to get the benefits of it as if you're just saving that for your wife for her enjoyment. Because you got to think, when you releasing, it's going to be less enjoyable for her because you're giving your energy to something else. If you retain your energy and you give it all to her, the experience is going to be more enjoyable for you and her. But if you busting them off, jacking off, and doing this, and then you having sex with your wife, you know, your performance going to go down. The energy is not going to be the same when y'all make love.
And the mental connection too.
Yeah, it's gonna, you know, yeah, you're not gonna have that erotic feeling. When you retain, you feel more aggressive. Your fear of women goes away all of a sudden. And if you see something, you really will be inclined to go approach it because that energy is built up. But I like what my man was saying. These young boys shouldn't be out here chasing women. They need to get themselves together and use that energy because it is energy, right?
Yeah.
Use that energy to build and to solidify themselves because what happens is these dudes start chasing women, and in their pursuit of women, they think they're the man, not realizing they're the slave.
Definitely.
See, it's easy to go find
I
10.
remember them days.
It's easy to go find 10 girls that look like IG models. You can go find 10 of them, 20 of them. You can go find them a dime a dozen. But how difficult is it to find a man who has his stuff together, who makes 100 six figures or whatever? How hard is that to go find? You can't go find 10 dudes like that right away. You feel what I'm saying?
Don't exist.
And that's the missing key of it. Well, I tell a lot of young cats, because if you go into it chasing women, trust me, I was one of them dudes. I did it. I played collegiate sports. I played a little semi-pro also as well. And man, when you cross the water, you know your mind on that because you're young. And the thing about it is, it's your environment also as well because it's what you raised around.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
It's how you brought up. You got that, you got that macho swag about you,
Getting
especially
picked on in the neighborhood, school. Definitely. If you ain't doing what the other fellas doing.
yeah. But at the same time is when you playing sports, it kind of come along with the territory.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's a natural being where you're gonna gravitate towards it just because of how you are because you and your masculine frame of mind. So it's gonna take its toll. But if you focus on just making sure that you take care of business first, everything else it's gonna come later. And when you're a high value man, it's a different ball game. You never have to chase.
Facts.
Like, and I always told like Ken know how I am. Like I've been my girl for a while, but even when I first met, I was like, man, I like quality, not quantity.
Right.
Because I already had ran through back in the days, young days back in the days. But it makes a lot of sense, man. When I slowed down and sat still with myself, I took myself to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like once I crossed that 6-figure threshold, it was a wrap. It was like that shit was just rampant, and I was just like. And after that, it was like, okay, now I met my girl. Now it's serious. I can handle business. I can do what I need to do.
Right.
But there's nothing else that's keeping me. I don't have to worry about too much because the financial stuff is kind of taken care of, so it gives you a little more leeway, freedom to do other stuff. Now I can focus my mind on other things besides just worrying about stressing out. And the other thing, man, is when you get to that point, you can't. A woman can't be a woman. Can't be her feminine self if she's taking on man tasks also as well.
Talk that
If she,
talk.
it's not gonna work. It ain't gonna work at all. She has to be in her feminine being, which means that you have to be at the forefront, handling your shit 100%.
So, and
Because if she feel like she's carrying the weight also as well, you can't expect her to be a man at the same time. They want to give it up.
Yeah.
right. And that don't necessarily mean that she gotta be a stay-at-home mom, but it definitely mean that she shouldn't have to take off the
100%.
trash.
Right. I think what he's saying is
Put up a ceiling fan. Definitely mean that she shouldn't have to uh um um you know do the manly tasks that men are supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like as a man, whenever I do something as simple as putting a TV up on a wall mount, I feel motivation to go do more stuff. I mean, I went and grabbed a dresser from IKEA and I just, put up the dresser. I just put the pieces out,
Yeah,
set my little tool, set it up. You feel me? I
Yeah.
mean, it's easy as one, two, three. But when you just do those little accomplishments, you feel more testosterone. The same way how,
100%.
when a woman is, in her, feminine space doing, feminine things, they feel more feminine.
Yeah,
It's like how nowadays the biggest issue is the fact that women tend to find themselves dating feminine men,
man. Yeah,
right? So what that leads to, it leads to, if
Beta.
yeah, for sure.
super beta.
If there is the yin and the yang, if the man quickly runs to the feminine side, then the woman is automatically pushed to the masculine side. And if she's pushing that masculine atmosphere, then she will not be able to really explore, her feminine qualities and what I would say
Yeah, definitely.
God given ability.
Yeah,
And
definitely makes sense.
and I've never been with a woman who it was my last relationship. I said I was close to the reason why, but let me finish this. I never been with a woman who really embodied a masculine frame. I've never been with a woman who would disrespect me to my face, or would hold back sex, or wouldn't want to cook for me or make me my coffee, or because one, I've always carried myself as a man, and two, I've always, for some reason, however you want to put it, have you know expanded my income, put them on to ideas, and then following through with the game plan. My last woman, I'm gonna tell you this. My last woman, she, and I do believe this is the reason why she cheated on me, right? But she, was dealing with a man who not only did 10 years in prison for selling like 500 kilos of cocaine. You know what I mean? She dealt with a nigga who was a hothead, and all he did was beat people up. She and this dude, whatever idea that she came to mind, she ended up starting a trucking company with him. They was making like 260 a year, and I never owned my own business or anything like that. So when I was dealing with her, she was always trying to put these ideas in my head to do this, and this, and that. But the type of relationship that she came from a relationship where she could easily influence her man, and her man would do whatever
Yeah,
he needed to do, to the point where I'm 20, I'm 29, so I'm gonna get my age before, but I'm 29. She was 33. Her last man was 40, 47.
mm,
And she also had a baby by him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was her real deal man. And so when I look back at it, would I do anything different? No, because I don't think I was with the right woman. But did I learn something from that relationship? I learned that in a relationship, regardless of how manly you feel, you always have to keep your foot on the gas,
yeah,
and yeah, I'll leave it at that. But I definitely think that, back to what you were saying, Will, it's important for a woman to be in her feminine, in her feminine atmosphere,
space,
and that might be involved in, not depleting yourself, and
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and
yeah, definitely.
giving it, giving it to her the way she needs to be, giving it, given to, or whether that's coming from just um back massages, or controlling the bedroom, or
But
100%. And
really quick,
and taking a little break on it also as well. Not going at it every day, man. It
that's
makes
a
it
whole
better
other
sometimes
conversation
too.
I'd love to get into. That's a whole
but,
other
but
conversation.
really quick,
Yeah,
we got a ton of comments. I'm gonna try to get through. Caleb said, "True shit." After 2 or 3 weeks, I get sexual dreams and it's frustrating. I'm sitting politic over there. Agree, you've desexualized yourself. That's the cause. With everything, it's conditioning. What was this? Prudent King, big
What's
ups.
up, bro? Appreciate you.
That's in politics. I don't know that proves a negative for sex when it's practiced responsibly, right?
Yeah, we need a. What do you mean by that? Sitting politic? What do you mean by
Right.
that?
Taylor, good advice, man. Sitting politic, if you could elaborate on that, what you meant about that. King talk for real. Prudent King. Appreciate this, bro. Oh, yo. Hey, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Sit in Politics, Gates Open Media, and Hold My Nuts podcast too. Women have access to those men. We don't see them out and about, but they in air DM.
Yeah, the deal.
in the DMs.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so while we're going through that, let me ask you something, my man. How you feel like what's the best way to getting teaching a lot of young men how to actually practice these methods and these techniques without because we kind of living in a different era right now. It ain't the same how we when we came up. These kids a little different.
Right.
So yeah, they're a little different now. So what would you think would be the best alternative for you know catching a lot of them, especially a lot of the minority, to help guide
Um,
them in the right direction?
It's gonna take a community, and I'm all seriousness when I say that. It's gonna take being around the right people, because we as men are so targeted in this society when we're talking about Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Tinder, you know, TikTok. It's a Chinese app. TikTok is literally set to destroy West America. You can't be watching the things you watch on TikTok in America and China. The app is
no,
completely
definitely
centered
different. Yeah,
to control the minds of the Western society.
they're like we're doing dances, they're doing math problems.
You
You know what I'm
understand?
saying?
Like,
Yeah, but
we're
that's the version they give to us.
exactly.
Yeah.
The reason they have that though is because they have a different spiritual understanding.
Mm.
But they
Um,
created the app.
yeah, but they created the app as a weapon, but they know spiritually that it's poison for their people, but it's deadly for our people. And because
Hundred
we're not
percent.
spiritually inclined, we eat it up. Like when you don't have a moral basis, these type of things happen. They
Yeah.
don't. We America, we don't have a standard of morality.
Yeah.
We're considered the melting pot. But my man's question, I want to read y'all this Bible verse in Ecclesiastes. Check this out. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26 through 29. He's talking about the youth. I say, in order to change the youth, and it's going to take a community, right? But they have to have the fear of God, right? So listen to this verse. He says, "I found this is Solomon. He says, I found something more bitter than death. The woman who is like a trap. The love she offers you will catch you like a net, and her arms round you will hold you like a chain." Listen to this last piece. It says, "A man who pleases God can get away, but she will catch the sinner."
And you know what's so crazy about that?
Wait. Oh, my bad. But what was that again? That was Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verses 26 through 29.
Well, you just son of American. That's how we are, because we're consumers by
Oh,
nature.
yeah, we
How we are now. So
we do is eat.
everything we get over here is more so geared towards fast pace, which is
The
why we
27
are.
through 29. My bad.
Yes, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26 through 29.
All right.
Read that joint
Gotcha.
slowly.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Because it's crazy because everything that they got over there, like China, they don't let their kids watch it. TikTok for like 1 or 2 hours a day,
yeah,
and everything that goes viral is educational.
yeah.
So
Everything here is all negative.
So they
However,
they they
that's what we
sniper.
like.
They got the sniper on us. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying it's gonna take a community. Doubling down on what Bo Hold My Nuts podcast be talking about, because you can't win this battle by yourself. You have to, like you said, have a you are aiming towards a goal, but the goal is at a slope. So you not only need to have something pulling you up towards the goal, but at the same time, which is your reasoning. Oh, I want more money. I want a better lifestyle. I want to stop falling into these traps. So I'm gonna keep moving forward. But you also need something pushing you from the back end from when you lose your footing. Because we all lose our footings. You ask a rock climber, has he ever lost his footing? He'd be a damn fake if he said no.
Right.
You always gonna lose your footing. I guarantee there's rock climbers that had their whole life saved by the person who is
The
climbing
partner.
behind them,
Yeah, the partner. Yeah.
the partner climbing behind them.
Yeah.
And what in this at this point, there's so many missteps and so many traps. You are going to get caught. I can't pull up my phone like without seeing some goddamn booty.
Yeah.
It's crazy
But
because
you control that though. You control that.
nah, I'm saying Instagram. Like,
Well,
look,
that's part of your algorithm now, though.
look,
Right.
look.
That's part of your algorithm. You got to change the algorithm.
We on Instagram right here.
See, but like my man just said, you can control that, right?
I don't know. I don't know how.
Well, you do know how. Delete it.
Nah, the app.
I'm just keeping it real.
You talking about the whole app?
Man, listen, bro.
You have to
Wait,
delete it and restart it.
listen.
You're gonna do it and then pick different things.
One thing about me, can I tell you, like when I'm on something, like I'm I'm coding right now. When I shut down, I go 0 dark 60. That means I'm going 0 dark 60 because I got a goal I got to take care of. Bro, I shut it all off. My old lady, she know also as well. When I'm shutting it down, I'm shutting it down because I got a general focus. So if you want it bad enough, you can turn that shit off. You're gonna have to.
What we talking about? We talking about the algorithm or the actual application?
Oh, you say when you open up your phone.
That's how you shut it down. That's how you shut it down too. Sometimes you have to reset.
What we shutting down? We talking about just like deleting the app, or we talking about
Well, it's just whatever it is that's going to cause you to fall.
Now I'm
you need to reset.
I'm against. I don't fap. Like I don't do that. I don't jack off. I don't jack off. I don't jack off. So I'm against that. I'm not saying I never have now, but I'm just saying like at this point in my life, I've been able to get past that, right? But what I'm saying is for the average person, because you asked about the young fellas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we at this point are having this conversation amongst each others, then we are past a lot of the the placements that a lot of these young folks are at. You know, so we almost would like to be called the exception without being so full of ourselves. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the young folks, the ones that you talking about saving, they getting sniped.
Yeah.
They're not deleting Instagram. They're not deleting Twitter. They're not deleting Facebook. The mass majority, unless they have a community of people who are not only deleting it altogether, but also constantly checking in on each other. Because let's keep it real, Bo. When I was on my semen retention journey when we first met, there was a lot of camaraderie between us that put us to this point where we're able to talk now as if we brothers, but we never even met each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The camaraderie was very helpful. God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It sucks that I allow myself to fall victim to the succubus. You know what I mean? Because that's a whole nother warfare. You know what I'm saying? Will, when you have gone 60 days, you know what I'm saying, without releasing, but you got a joint who's tugging on you. Yo, you know what's so crazy? I ain't even
I want to speak to that too. I want to speak to that because I've done some videos about that on my channel. And for a while, I didn't really understand what is this. And it's the difference between urges and temptations. A sexual urge is a demonic influence. It's when you have a desire to bust so bad, you gotta hit her, or you got to do this. It's something that's driving you to the point to where even if you're retaining and you're staying away from it, the pressure on you is so heavy that it's only a matter of time before you give in. That's a spirit, right? If like when I had these urges, I go on a streak, but the streak is miserable because you're still constantly like under the pressure to release from this demonic entity. It wasn't until God gave me revelation from coming off of a fast, gave me revelation and said to me that when you masturbate, when you have sex with random people and you just getting it in, right? Your seed is being placed on demonic altars. This is when things get real deep. It's the reason these spirits want you to masturbate. It's not just for the pleasure of seeing you do it. They get something from your semen. Spiritually, you get depleted. I mean, physically, you get depleted, and spiritually, you get depleted, but they get empowered by your seed. And it wasn't until those spirits were cast out of me that the urges left. I'm talking about urges. And you remember I did videos about urges, and I used to say, I had these urges, but I'm overcoming them. But these urges were spiritual entities. When those spirits got cast out of me, I no longer had the urges. It's been almost a year, no urges. But what I do face every day, is temptation. Everyone's going to face temptation.
Let me ask you a question.
Face temptation.
Separate from the urges, no homo, but do you still get the unexpected erections?
Yeah.
Sometimes I be in church and I'm getting a goddamn erection.
That's because of blood flow. That's blood flow. That's just, you know what I'm saying? You
crazy. I be like, nah,
tugging on your meat. You feel me? That blood flow is going to be built up, and don't have a great diet with it. Don't eat like a really good diet and be retaining. Your blood flow is going to be immaculate, right? When you look at the landscape, and this is how you know masturbation and all these different things are demonic. When you look at the landscape of porn, TikTok, Instagram, OnlyFans, all these different avenues that are in place to weaken men, right? They want your semen, they want you emotionally connected, and in return, they're gaining billions and billions of dollars, right? Billions of dollars. Then, because you can't get it up, because you got erectile dysfunction, because you choking, you strangling that thing, you busting at every opportunity. And when you get a real woman, or you go to your wife, you cannot perform. You got to go. What they provide you with? We got these ED pills for you. You take these ED pills, it's going to supplement what you wasted on a sock, on a desktop, keyboard, laptop.
Stovetops.
Yeah, stovetops, right? So supplements are meant to replace what you wasted away through not being disciplined. So I cats go to the gym, they want a pre-workout, right? Because that blood ain't flowing. They want something to pump them up. But if they had a balanced diet, if they were disciplined, if they ate the right foods, they wouldn't need as many supplements as they do. And that's how people get in trouble, because they supplement. The ED pills are supplements to what your body should be doing naturally. Now, as you get older, obviously you ain't gonna be popping back like you was when you was 19, 20, 25, you feel me? So if you gotta go take your something, go do your thing, you feel me? But you won't need it as much as the man who's just constantly fapping away. Yeah. And here's the thing, man, about sex. People really don't understand the deep mystery behind it. It's a real spiritual connection with whoever you releasing in.
Right.
Y'all connected in the spirit. You're really connected. Right? And the
got some powers.
You connected, bro.
Let me run through a couple of these comments real quick. Also, Sim Politic also we'll come back to that. I think said y'all don't feel happy and motivated when you take your kids to the park, for example. That's a different type of happiness if you just that's me. But y'all can talk about that in a minute if you want to. But I think it was just fun and you sound like she had something off for low key. I don't know if that's a joke or not.
I like to elaborate on that for sure though.
Will you get erectile dysfunction? I've had the impression that you don't get
You don't
to
use,
use
you lose.
That's
you don't
false.
That's it's
man, you lose what you don't use.
it's a setup. It's a setup. It's ammunition. It's ammunition for the sniper. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much saying
Mhm.
use it. And
Are
but
you
in
gonna
all
lose it?
actuality, when you hold it, you know what I mean, that thing potent.
Potent.
Jason says you have to get it out. Caleb, Jason, no way, bro. You
Now,
get even harder, faster, longer erections, everything.
and I wanna ask,
Stop looking at the booty call.
I wanna ask Bo. Nah, the booty too crazy.
Yeah,
Nice. I gotta ask Bo,
that's
like,
the succubus nature to want your seed.
and that's a and we gotta get damn, we gotta respond to
And it
these
Jesus
comments, man.
and it while Jesus lived celibate his whole life, sinless. Yeah, that was crazy. Um, all those exercises on top of it. I think he was talking about you, Bo, when he was talking about exercising, eating good, and all that good stuff. To have a stronger erection and stuff like that. That was all.
Shit, I tell you what, it make a big difference because shoot, when I was on my deployment in Middle East, 8 months, no nothing, but you eating you eating good, you eating good, but you working out all the time. So having that clear mind within like that second month, man, I was on different frequency, man. It's like
Yeah.
you moving different, you on high alert. Um, like I don't take no supplement. I don't drink coffee. Like I don't need. I'm always on a natural high,
Right.
and a lot of that come from what you eat. You know, I'm an early bird dude. I stay up late. Give me about 5 hours, I'm good. And it's always been like that my whole life. It's just not saying that's a good thing. I would like to get more sleep, but it's not in my DNA at this point. Like
I was
just go,
grinding,
go, go.
trying to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, he made man great point with that because man, what you eat, what you take in, boy, is what your body's gonna give you on the back end. Plus, it does affect your sex life also as well.
Hey,
Let's talk
hey,
about that real
really quick. I know, and this is definitely off topic, and then we're gonna roll back into it. But y'all ever heard of 6 degrees of separation, right?
Nah.
Yeah, never heard of
The
6
movie.
degrees of separation. You know, 6 people. You can point out 6 people in the world, and through who they know, and who they know, it'll come back around to you eventually. 6 degrees of
Yeah.
separation. So the reason I say that is because Jason, you and Bo, y'all met, so to speak. And Will, you don't know it, but y'all know somebody in common. And that's your boy James. I don't want to say his last name, but the one you played basketball. You remember James?
Oh yeah. I play collegiate with him.
James, okay, James Life.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
yeah.
know James Life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me and him played. Me and him played JUCO together. Yeah, fun times.
Yeah. So I just want to put that out there. That this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy to me to think of it that
Definitely.
Oh, okay. Okay, so all y'all went to y'all played in cause y'all was in Polk County and so James left went to Lehigh after us though,
yeah
right? Okay.
yeah he
I
went.
thought we went to UMass.
No,
Well,
I'm talking
no,
about
he
from
went to
high
Lehigh
school.
to finish playing high school.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he came to us then yeah, he went to UMass. He should have went to Utah. But went to UMass. Then after that I left. I went to Virginia State.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought it was crazy. And y'all ever
Yeah.
look up 6 degrees of separation? Shit is. I mean, this is just like I don't know. It's crazy though. But anyway,
Couple questions, but I'm just gonna piggyback off of what we were just talking about most recently. So I'm curious from the panel, what do y'all eat? Because yeah, what do y'all eat?
with me, I eat damn near anything. I'm
Okay.
trying to tighten it up right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Cause you see me, and Will be calling me. Will be like, "What the fuck? Bro, what the hell you doing at the gym at 12 o'clock at night, man? I'm trying to get this podcast right."
We was in there.
Yeah,
That's when we linked up. If you
we
wasn't in there, we probably would have never seen each
we
other.
re-linked up
Yeah.
at the gym at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to get it back right. I ain't gonna even lie. I eat just about anything, but I've been calming it down here recently. And then matter of fact, not to throw them a spot, but I just ordered Factor, which is a what's it keto. I'm gonna get the keto one anyway for a little bit, and then I'm gonna start meal prepping a little more, just so I can make sure I can get it right, and then start focusing off of that. But I do go to the gym though. I'll tell you that. I go to the gym. I just got to complete the other part of it. But anyway, I'm done.
Yeah, I be getting his ass on homo.
Got to. Hey, so what you eat on, Will?
Oh man,
Tell them what you
no,
don't.
no. Well, yeah, I know. Like mainly, I eat most of meat wise turkey, a little chicken, everything else vegetables. I don't eat no red meat, no beef, no pork. Um, that's mainly my stuff right there, man. I like a lot of veggie stuff, man. Like when I get pizza, it gotta be a veggie pizza. I can't put meat on it. Uh, I got like this a while back. I don't drink. Um, I probably haven't had a drink since like 2005.
That's
That was like
good.
in college days.
Yeah, I don't drink
Um,
either. Or smoke.
yeah, Kent don't drink either. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a taste for it no more after I did so much in college. It's just I didn't have no taste for it. And tell me, trust me, you are so much more clear headed, man, when you don't have none of that stuff going through your body. Um, feel better. You know what I'm saying? I have so much energy. I don't need to rest as much as other people do. Um, but yeah, man. Smoothies also as well. I do a lot of smoothies for lunchtime. Bananas, a lot of fruit. Um, yeah, man. I got into eating hummus real heavy when I was over the Middle East. I didn't eat it before I left, but went over there. They had a lot of different ways they had made it up. It was very authentic. So I got into that eating hummus, and nah, man, I'm a foodie, but I want to stick to those certain categories.
Yeah, man. For me, fruits, vegetables, and meat. So I eat a lot of steak, um, ground turkey, eggs, avocado. That's a go-to meal for me.
Oh yeah,
I don't eat a lot of carbs, man. I don't eat a lot of processed food. I really cut that out almost completely. So
Like
no fast
completely
food.
cut off carbs.
almost. I mean, sometimes you can't help it, but
Yeah,
my carb intake is very, very, very low.
that's
So
good.
it's kind of like a keto, but carbs slow me down, man. I'd rather burn my
Yeah.
energy off of the fat that I have as opposed to carbohydrates that turn to
Sure.
sugar and it burn that. You know what I mean? I want to burn my own fuel, so that's why I eat meat, lean meat, and fruits and vegetables, dog. That's it. I do like my man. I do a smoothie every now and then.
How many times a
But
day you eat?
I keep the carbs low because the
Carbs ain't
heavier
about
you
shit.
eat, it slows you down. Like because your body has to digest it, right? The lighter you are as far as the food intake, like my man said, the clearer your mind is, you're more spiritually inclined. Your spiritual inclinations are also tied to your diet, what you're able to perceive, what messages you're able to pick up. That's why when you fast, you're just on high alert because your body doesn't have to
Hmm.
process all of that other stuff. It can really just focus on running efficiently, and then your mind is just clear. Your spirit is clear to just hear what God has to say to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
See,
and,
yeah,
and
I
real quick,
eat everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I
Will.
got to
but
step my
like
game up.
so
Right.
before y'all work out, do you eat before you work out, or do you like eat on empty stomach? I mean,
I
work
eat
out
on
on
empty
empty stomach.
stomach. So I wake up, I get up at like 5:40. I go to the gym. I work out to like 8:30. I start at 6:30. I get to the gym by 6:30. I work out to like 8:30. And everything's on an empty stomach, and I do cardio, do like 30 minutes of stair climb after I finish working out. And I've been burning heck of fat, like really leaning out. And then around maybe 12 or so, 1 o'clock or so, that's when I eat. But I don't eat heavy. You feel me? I eat light. You know, if I'm gonna eat a big meal, it's gonna be when I finish my task for the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If I eat a big meal,
How
I'm
late
like
is that big meal though? Dylan said low carb diet is hard. Been trying to cut it out. Me too, Cole. I feel you.
You just got to get past that initial stage. That initial stage is gonna be tough because you're used to it.
5
I've done it before. I mean, I've gotten down to 180.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying? I've done it before. I know what to do.
I'm bulking
and all that stuff. So
I'm bulking.
I'm bulking.
Get a boat. I'm trying to suck all this fat out of it.
I'm trying to suck the fat. I'm trying to suck it out.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If you used to eating carbs, man, you gotta go at least the 4th or 5th day, because you're gonna be real groggy.
Yeah.
You're gonna be real groggy. But once you make it over the 5th day,
I'm starting Sunday. No carbs, 5 days.
All that built
I'm
up.
going 7.
All that built up.
Or 8, Sunday to Sunday.
I'm trying to tell you, I can't
start tomorrow. I got a birthday party tomorrow, but Sunday, baby. Starting no carbs, Cole. What's up? You ready?
Hell nah. Fuck all that.
Yeah, them carbs. I eat carbs. I feel it right. 5 minutes. I feel it. No lie. I already know carbs.
If you're gonna eat carbs, you got to control the portions.
Forget it. I don't try all that. I just fuck them. I don't try all that.
Hey,
one more bite.
The thing is can't go to the gym late. So then, if you up late, you have a tendency to get hungry. So you stand up super late.
I don't eat nothing. I try to go to the gym on a fast. Empty stomach, and then I come home. I have a protein shake with no carbs in it.
What time you go to the gym?
Now, even later sometimes. Okay. But when I get home, I don't get off work to 5:30. Get home 6. I take me a little nap, 30-minute nap or something. Then I'm really trying to get this podcast right. You know what I'm saying? So I just downloaded vidIQ.
That's real.
And I got to learn how to do that. And then I got to go. I was doing something else anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? I've just been doing everything. Taylor say nice convo guys. Basketball games tonight. Get off this mofo. I don't care about this. This is just to play in, man. I'm ready to see Braun get tore out the frame.
You saw you won the game 1.
Yeah, that's true.
What is that? Gymnimia.
Yeah.
Jam ball. They reduce credit. I don't know. I started drinking the apple cider vinegar with water. I started doing that a couple weeks ago. I stopped like a couple days ago, but and that definitely curbed my cravings. Heat one, yeah, we seen that. I seen it. 91 to 100, something like that. I actually heard you on Sitting Politics. You got a funny perspective. Appreciate you, Carl. Oh, you mess with Sitting Politics. Okay, that's what's up. I'm a dog over there. Big Papa. He and I started together. He and I used to work together at 2 different places as well. But yeah, man, definitely.
So I'm curious to kind of get back to the whole the semen retention and Will, I wanted to know what's your stance on semen retention?
For me, it's crazy because by nature, I ain't gonna lie, I'm high nature. Shit, where I can go every day a couple times if needed. But I got to the point where it's just in me. It's probably the Spanish part of me, man, the Puerto Rican side.
Oh, so you just say you fucking every day?
if I could.
Open up, daddy's home.
But you know what the thing is, man, as I got older, man, I kind of weaned off of that because it was more so like a young mentality when you want to just go like that. And other priorities started taking taking more of a place for
Yeah.
that. So for
Yeah,
right
I
now,
think
like I can go a month and she may get mad at me sometimes because she be probably wanting it, and but I be so in tune with what I got going on that it's like nah, I'm taking care of some stuff over here because I'll be up late. I'll be up late night. When a woman want it, they trying to get you to come to bed. But I'll be up late night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, working on stuff. I'm like, hey man, when I'm dialed in, I'm dialed in. But at the same time, it makes it better because when it does happen, she's more in tune because it's
Yeah.
not like it's an everyday thing. So it's almost like we're not around each other all the time, in a sense. So it kind of makes you savor the moments because you're not pretty much just going at it every day. So I like it better now, to be honest. And man, I'm not tired. Like I be like an energizer bunny. When it's time, it's time. Like I need when we gotta go about 2 or 3 times now
yeah, I think
because
there's a special throne built for uh not only the man who follows the path of his purpose through semen retention, but also
yeah,
the man who finds the retention of his semen through following the path of his purpose. I think that's more what Will's talking about. Like he's not thinking about semen retention, but through his purpose of getting the bag, building the work, and kind of living to the standard that have grown up to admire within yourself. You have been able to withstand releasing what I mean, releasing your seed and coming to find the benefits of it
Hold on.
through little through little achievements where kind of like you said how sometimes you'll put your head down and you just going crazy with the business and then you just happen to what I mean dip into the fountain of youth and then you come to
100%.
find out like oh it's even better that way because I think for me yeah, I talked about how I came across student retention, but at the same time, once I figured out what it was and I started to have more of an understanding, like of the succubus and the nightmares and the way the world treats you or the lens that you kind of are able to peek through when you are on an intentional semen retention journey. Um, I realized that I was an addict. You know what I'm saying? I was a, semen releasing addict. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was videos or whether it was just me, trying to, you know what I mean? Clap up some drums. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely a different type of warfare for I would say myself as to what I would think it is for other people. Just looking at it from my perspective, because I definitely like for instance, you saying y'all saying delete the app, but I'm a personal trainer, and Bo know that I'm a certified National Academy of Sports Medicine personal trainer. So that's my direction. And if you
Gotcha.
look into anything in regards to fitness on Instagram, you're gonna see booties. You know what I'm saying? If you take care of your body and you in the gym and promoting yourself, you're gonna be around that type of energy. But it definitely is a lot of pros that come good that comes with the bad, because I feel like I'm I'm on a battlefield every mother trucking day, every day, and it has nothing to do with the booty. I want to get back into it with because the booty do be attacking you, cuz. But I feel like I want to talk to Bo about this. Bo, like because I know you talk about spiritual warfare, but and I haven't really been on the YouTube like that to watch your videos and see where you at. You know what I mean? And I know you killing it. You know what I mean? But like, what about the experiences you even have with other men? You know, prefer specifically men who deplete themselves. Have you felt any type of negative energy from these people? Have you felt negative energy from family members and friends and And
Yeah, for sure.
talk about that because I don't think that's talked about, enough. Yeah, I gotta use the bathroom. You gotta use the bathroom.
Really right behind us.
I know where.
It's right. Yeah, go out there. Right, literally right there.
Want me to wait until you get back to answer that question?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Bo, yeah, that's a good question, man, because you can feel the energy on people who are kind of like out there.
Right.
You can definitely feel that energy. And to be honest, man, sometimes when some dudes be like that, you can feel it. It's a turn off.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And like I always felt like I said, God gave me that ability to read people a little bit. And sometimes I as I got older now, I look at it, what you're saying with the spiritual side of it, with demons and everything else and all that. It's crazy because you have dreams. I'd be like, man, this is some weird shit. Like weird shit. Like what is this? I'm having these weird ass dreams.
Right.
But it was always in the midst of when I wasn't doing nothing.
Facts.
And I was it was just wild because I was I deployed I had 3 deployments. So I'm going for a long period of time.
Right.
And I don't beat off, never have. Just thank God, I never had to go that route. But some people to each their own. But I never got to that point. But it was like, man, I was like, God damn, boy, what really going on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that stuff be real. But I didn't ever think about it as being spiritual warfare. I was just thinking like, you know what? I'm just missing my lady. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing in a while, and I'm used to at least getting out once or twice a month.
Right.
Now I'm at 8 months, but after that 3rd month, it was kind of like smooth sailing then because it was like I was in my zone. I was working out, going to work. I kept myself so busy, I ain't had time to really think about it at all.
It's real.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of shifted my priorities to make sure that when my mind went there, I had to deviate.
Right.
Nah, can't run that route. And you on base and in the military, they say after a while, some things be looking like they be a 5, start looking like an 8.
Right. That's real. Man, to answer Greg's question, man, yes, you can feel that energy. And like I'll give you an example. Like I go to the gym. I always go dolo, because I'm on a mission. I'm taking my body to the maximum peak. But I get like nasty stares from dudes in there with their girl. I really do. And I think they feel like I'm going to try to hit on their girl or something. But that's not what I'm in there for. You feel me? I'm in there working out. Right. But you can see like, dudes really like go hover over their girl when I come in the gym. I'm just being 100% honest. And it's like a negative energy. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in here getting, you don't even know what I'm on. You feel? They don't even know I'm holding my nuts podcast. You feel? They don't even know what I'm on. But it's kind of like you feel like you can sense that insecurity. The insecurity comes from basically women having them by the balls and a lack of confidence. You feel me? A lack of confidence in a man. But at the same time, also it's territorial. So I do understand the aspect. Like you want to protect your woman from dudes because most men, we know how men are for the most part. Like ain't nobody trying to be your friend, right? At the end of the day, a brother trying to smash. That's just as men, we know this, but it's you can feel that energy. And then when I see dudes in different, and the conversation is always about twat, and it's always about, oh man, she's so fine. For me now, looking at it, I'm like, man, that's just, it makes you look so feminine to me. Like your whole disposition is catered around women. Like, why we ain't talking about what stock's about to blow up? Why we ain't talking about how we gonna get this money? Why the conversation is always about women? Why is that?
I think it's just like when I grew up, you know what I'm saying? It was just what the boys in the neighborhood was talking about, what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, and I even tell my kids that these friends you have in high school and all this, you don't even develop your own self until you stop being around that group of people. So for me myself, you've been around that group, and I tell you, I got married with my brother, God bless the dead, and three other guys in my wedding. And Bo, you know two of them. These jokers got married. I didn't even know they was married. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, I wasn't phased by it or nothing like that. We still cool. But I say all that to say, when you're influenced by those people, by your core, by your peers, yes, some of us can overcome it. Some like peer pressure. I overcame that part of the peer pressure, but the other side, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about girls and stuff like that, that was a whole nother ball game. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking, when we're just talking, no smoking, no drink, that was simple for me. I'll be sitting right beside people smoking and drinking, and I can care less. You know what I'm saying? But the other part was more difficult. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to college, I was still around some of those guys, and then when my wife and I we moved away, you know, and then everything else opened up because now I'm down here solo dolo. I got to make new friends, new people, and like Will. I mean, he and I just very similar. We don't hang around a whole bunch of people. You ain't gonna catch me. Just hey, dog, you want to go? No, I ain't rocking with you. Typically, you know what I'm saying. My circle is very small. You know what I'm saying. So now all that stuff that we're talking about right now, like this topic, when you told me you had this topic, I like this man crazy. I ain't gonna even lie. But having the conversation today has opened my eyes, and I definitely love this conversation, the topic, and where it's going and stuff like that. So definitely, I've been educated. I ain't gonna even lie. You know what I'm saying?
This is what people got to realize about semen retention and about just honoring God, honoring your body. Because when you do these things, man, you sinning against your own body, man.
Yeah.
Like you doing damage to yourself. But this is what you got to. This is what men have to understand. Like I can't be around dudes who just hyperly, just like super sexual. Like,
that's
I can't be around you because guess what? I can't trust you.
Yep.
Right? You know, we going on a mission. We going on a mission. My man probably can understand this. We going on a mission. I need you to be focused, dog.
Yeah.
One woman winks at you, you lose your focus. Now we all dead, right? Because you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is how it is in real life, man. Like, if you roll with dudes, and that's the conversation. Guess what? You're gonna end up in relationships. You're just gonna stay in that cycle. You're gonna stay in that cycle. I want to be around dudes. Listen, we understand this. I'm a man, you a man, you a man, you a man, right? We gonna do that. You feel me? That's gonna happen. You know, it's understood that a man is supposed to be with a woman. You know, that's understood. But why are we constantly talking about it? Like, why is it such like the news of the day? Like, are we trying to like, because my whole thing is this, man. I have to fulfill my purpose on this earth. That's what drives me. God sent me here for a reason, and I have to do my best to find that purpose, and I have to live it out, and I have to complete it. I can't leave this earth without fulfilling my God-given purpose, right? I just can't. You know what I mean? To die chasing girls your whole life, that's a dishonorable death, bro.
The chat going crazy.
Yeah,
that's a dishonorable death.
Hit the chat, and then boy, I got a question for you.
Retain game watching semen retention videos keep me going. Personally, it's motivating and could be the answer for a younger generation. We talked about that a little earlier. The younger folks, good looks could be a gift and a curse, definitely. That's how it's black. Being pro our manhood is the truth.
Having sex.
Yeah. In fact, I've seen Kent on Sitting Politics Hot Box. Yeah, but I one thing about me though, you see me on Sitting Politics. Now, I mean, those boys be over there smoking and drinking, and I'm in there chilling. Come home smelling like nothing. But
Oh,
I mean, but
Can't do it.
huh?
let me add this, man. Let me add this. Let me add this piece. I forgot to add this piece, man.
But I always stick to my God frame when they be trying to switch stuff up on me. Go ahead.
If you can't control your sexual desires, not only will you be subjugated to women, but the worst part is you'll be subjugated to men.
Oh Lord.
You will be you'll be a slave to a man because he'll understand your weakness. If I know this joker, he can't go 2 seconds, right? If I'm plotting and I'm scheming, I'm just gonna send a woman his way. I'm gonna send a woman his way, and he gonna get blinded. He gonna get distracted. Next thing you know, you taking a dirt nap because you don't have eyes to see. You don't have spiritual eyes to see. You live your life based off of impulses instead of insight. You understand what I'm saying? As men, we have to have insight. I have to be able to see a woman come. I see women come to me all the time, right? But I have insight. I know this ain't good for me. It ain't good for me. I can see it coming from a mile away. And what happens is when you start to retain, guess what? You start to get those dreams. And if you continue to fight and not give in to those sexual advances spiritually, physically and spiritually, guess what happens? Your level of temptation rises. Now, what the devil starts doing is he starts sending women in your peer view. Now they're in places and situations you find yourself in, and these women are letting you know it's yours for the taking. Just like going to the gym, bro. Whether you live 185 pounds, that's your max, or whether your max is 405, guess what? The 185 is still heavy.
Yeah.
It's just as heavy as the 405. The only difference is the dude who could do the 405, he's stronger. So he can carry more weight. Right? So spiritually, as men, we have to grow in our strength, right? So we have to get to the point to where the temptation is still there, the fight is still there, the struggle is still there. But as we continue to discipline ourselves, trust God, and elevate, the temptations will get bigger. But at the same time, we would have become stronger.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you a question, Bo. Because you speaking some cold hard facts. You know what I mean? So amen to everything you're talking about, man. Can we hit one of these sound bars?
There you go. Oh.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
That's what's up.
Bang bang boogie.
Bang bang boogie.
Yeah.
But, I gotta ask you some questions, man, because we got a lot of people. We got a lot of people watching. We got 18 people watching, and I think some people could resonate with this question I'm gonna ask.
I'm gonna let you ask you a question. But I think I mean we've been at an hour and a half. I think that's a great, you know what I'm saying, great debate. So it's not even a debate, but discussion. Man, maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe we should do this again. You know what I'm saying, and maybe plan for it. Maybe we can get some more people. You know what I'm saying on board. Maybe we'll do it on your thing, and then and I'll do. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's understood. So you talk about not being able to trust the man with the lust, so to speak. Because in my mind, this is not a do or die battle. This is a do and keep doing until you get it right. Because nobody's perfect, you know.
Right.
So, what do you have to say to the person that maybe doesn't feel as purposeful, but has maybe a positive outlook now and is looking to continue that positive outlook, knowing that he's made a lot of these mistakes and may make these mistakes tomorrow, and the next day, but is trying to be a better person?
The key is this. One, you got to have faith. And what I mean by that is faith to get up when you fall down, right? As men, we have a natural propensity to gravitate towards things that are just not godly, right? So you don't want to aim to be perfect. You want to aim to put your faith and trust in the Messiah 100%, because he is the one that's going to keep you from falling, right? When your faith is not in the Messiah, what happens is when those situations arise, you put your faith in the flesh versus putting your faith in the Christ. The Bible says that he who sows after the flesh is going to reap death, whatever that is. So if you eat cheeseburgers every day, you're going to sow fat. You're going to sow cholesterol. You're going to sow, that's what you're going to sow. If you sow lust, guess what? You're going to reap from lust. But if you sow from the life source, God going to take you there. And it won't be your own strength that gets you over the hump. It'll be his strength. But you got to be able to put that faith and trust in him, that when you're in that sticky situation and it gets hard, boom, you got to trust in him. And the Bible says that he'll provide a way. So understanding that you're not perfect, you ain't going to never be perfect. That's just what it is, right? But your purpose, your disposition and outlook on life has to be unshakable, because that disposition you have on what your purpose is and how you're supposed to be living, how you want to live, that has to be what drives you, right? If you fall down, get back up. Because the worst thing you can do is fall off the horse and just continue on like you were, because urged. Everybody falls off the horse. Yeah. David fell off the horse. Samson fell off the horse. You know, Abraham fell off the horse. Everybody gonna fall off. Only person who ain't fall off the horse was Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. That's the only person who ain't fall off the horse, bro. So key is you gotta just keep going, and don't when you fall, don't beat yourself up, man. The best thing you can do is get back up as quick as you can.
Yeah,
continue pressing forward.
I tell people don't be practicing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't practice sin. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We all gonna sin, but you don't just go out there and break in the car or go out and steal or whatever the sin may be. You don't practice sin, but you gotta, obviously we're gonna sin, but we don't say, oh, I'm gonna sin, so let me go.
That's the key. That's the key. And going back to what you said earlier, Greg, and then I think Will responded to it, is this: the Bible says, put aside those weights that so easily besets us, right? So you're in the fitness industry, and like you said, that's what you're surrounded by on social media, right? So you have to find a way to be in that space, but also keep yourself protected and not put yourself in a vulnerable situation. But only you know what that looks like. Only you can finagle that to where it benefits you, because that's your line of work. You feel what I'm saying? So that's going to look different from someone else. You know what I mean?
Basically, what I do is I don't follow any content creators. I don't follow any women content creators. I probably follow like one or two fitness content creators, because my fitness diaphragm is not built on what someone else is doing. You know what I mean? Like I build it all from what I get from God, almost, so to speak. And that helps. Like if I went down my feed, which is crazy because now Instagram, you go down your feed and they'll add things that you don't even follow, and it says follow here. I hate that. That's stupid, But a lot of it is like, dear God, today I woke up, and you'll get a lot of stupid stuff sometimes. It's really the bullshit, like the reels, you know what I mean? That kind of get out of character. But so yeah, so I don't, and I barely follow anybody, on it. I follow 461 people, and a lot of these people are my classmates, friends, things like that, and they don't even post anymore, things like that, but like all those, like back in the 2019, 2020 days where we found all these content creators. Yeah, I don't do none of that. I don't even follow rappers anymore.
Right.
You know, that helps. It's really just the reels that are getting, you know, a little out of control. But you know, what do y'all think about, and I know, Will, you talked a lot about, you know, not being with a woman until you make about 30,000, and I think there's so many reasons as to why that's important, because as a man you got to take care of yourself for one, um, meaning that no one else is gonna take care of you. I don't give a hell, you know, how good you look as a man. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect no chick to want to bathe me if she find me on the side of the street, sick, skinny, begging for change, hands dirty. You know, you flip the script and it might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? I know some dudes that'll, you know, pick up a chick standing next to a trash can. You know what I'm saying? For the past 5 days, but you know, so I know you talked a lot about focusing on your bag, you know, especially for the young cats. But what you know, to kind of switch the page, you know, what would you guys, what kind of advice would you guys give to someone who is looking for a good woman, or you know, just the right woman?
Um, if you're looking for a good woman, man, if you really, for me, when I did mine, man, I had to step outside my flesh and step into the spirit and let that be my guide and beacon, because I was running down on women all the time, and I was never the type of person who would put my all into a female like that. It always had to be somewhere. It had to like really click with it. That spirit be like, hey man, this might be something right here. But it always took time. It was never something I just hot right into. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, man, honestly, you got to focus on yourself first. Then that's gonna come naturally on the other end. Because if you're not right, it's so easy for you to fall prey. And the last thing I tell any dude, man, is never move in with a woman.
Oh hell no!
Never move
Don't
in with
let
a
a
woman.
woman take care of you.
I don't care if
Not
she got her own place. You can't do it, dude, because for one, you have no boundary in the household, no matter even if you're paying the bills. It don't work that way. Any kind of slight argument, it's not gonna go the way you intended, because that was her domain prior to you coming in. So that's why one of the things I say is a guy gotta have his own money, in a sense, his own, be financially stable. That way he can stand on his own too.
oh yeah.
But at the same time, it also mentally prepares you also as well to walk that path, so that if something does go awry, you can stand firm. You know what I'm saying? Like my man was saying, when you dealing with other cats, if dudes are talking about chicks all the time and things like that just I dismiss it. That's why I don't rock with nobody at all. Like Ken, the only person I talk to on this side over here. I don't have no family on this side. But the guys who I do jail with, man, we on some other shit. Like we talking about stocks, we talking about real estate. It's on a whole nother level. And once I changed my mindset on how I was thinking and processing, bro, I kid you not, I ain't capping. Everything started to just take a 360. When I say everything take a 360, I was looking at shit differently. I was getting introduced to people who just off the sprint, I'd just be out eating, and I end up engaging with somebody else. And you're talking about a lot of older Caucasian men who are into into investment. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff with financial investments and everything real heavy, financial management firms. And they put me on game, telling them about different things of that nature. But it was just because the spirit I was walking in with, because my demeanor is different.
Different energy.
And
Yeah.
and it's not just from a financial standpoint, it's just that the aura that you walk with, once that you got a clearer head about your shit,
Yeah.
everything else gonna come around. It's gonna be solid. It ain't gonna be no bullshit. And when somebody else come around you with some bullshit, you already gonna know it because your spirit ain't gonna match it.
Yep.
Thanks.
And what
Yep.
about
Spirit ain't gonna,
what about the qualities though? The qualities of the woman, of a good
quality of the quality of the woman I look for, man. She gotta be spiritually grounded. You know what I'm saying? She gotta wanna, if she ain't going to church like that, she gotta be really at least be somewhat interested into it, or be willing to understand and let me help her get there also as well. Because God said you supposed to be the head of the woman, and God is ahead of the man. So with that being said, you should be guiding her towards that anyway. And if she's willing to accept that, then you may have a winner. But at the same time, you can't rush into it. And the one thing I will say, man, if for any dude, and if there's some females on here, please forgive me. But I'm always gonna ask a chick, man, how's your relationship with your daddy?
Oh yeah, very
Because
important.
if that relationship with that dad is kind of jacked, I ain't gonna lie, boy. You taking a
Hell,
chance, boy.
Stay away
Red
from
it's
flag.
hard.
yeah.
Makes it way harder.
That's I ask
It
that
makes
question all the time whenever I deal with a woman. And anytime a woman
And if a woman is able, you know what I'm saying, even if she got her own thing going, like my girl, when I got with her, she was handling her business, she was independent. But at the same time, she had to be understanding. She had to understand that allow me to lead, and I'm gonna lead. It ain't no button of the head. You know that okay, it goes through me. But we're gonna
Yeah.
have a conversation, we can have a dialogue. But in that day, that say so comes through me. You don't just run out and just do your own thing. Not if we're supposed to be one. Nah, it
Now,
don't work
Will,
that way.
that go back to what you were saying earlier
Mm-hmm.
about man stacking up his bread, getting himself situated, and being self-sufficient, because that is a masculine thing, and not putting
Yep.
that responsibility on a woman. Right now, if she wants to help out and she wants to, make your life better by doing certain things, like IG was saying, it doesn't um it doesn't mean she has to be a stay-at-home woman, right? But if she wants to help out, that's awesome. But you never put that responsibility on her shoulders. Just like she should never be getting on you for not cooking every day. You might do that once or twice, or but that's not. She's not shouldering your response to wipe the kids' snotty nose, right? That's not my job. You know what I'm saying? The kids
100%.
came, I put them in you, they came out of you. You feel me? Like they sucked on your breast. You feel me? Like, and they
You're
got
supposed to be the
snotty
nurturer. You're
nose,
supposed to be the nurturer.
yeah, you're a nurturer, but my responsibility is to provide shelter. My responsibility is to make sure that I have resources. My responsibility is to make sure that I protect you and preserve our future and family. That's my responsibility as a man. I have to go out and compete against other men who are trying to take from me, thus take from you, right? And I think that when we really cement ourselves, because being a manly man is being a godly man, right? When you are a manly man, right, you're disciplined. And because you're disciplined, the Bible says a diligent hand maketh rich. But the slothful, the man who's slothful, the man who likes to sleep, the Bible says poverty is going to come in like a thief in the night and overtake you. Right?
100%.
So being able to provide for a woman is a direct correlation to your discipline, right? Your discipline. That doesn't mean that you have to be there right now today, but your discipline will eventually get you there, right? And then once you acquire those things, because of the work you put in, going back to IG, your question, once you acquire those things and you amass that situation where a woman can step into it, and now all she has to do is make it better.
Yep.
Help you make it better, right? But when you do that as a man and you got the patience to build and acquire that, when you look for a woman, guess what? You're not gonna just be looking for anybody. You're not gonna let somebody just come in there and just tear down what you don't build up, right? You're gonna be looking for those qualities like, is she feminine, right? Is she submissive? And a lot of people think submissive is she does everything you say. That's not what submissiveness is.
So
And to be more technical, I'm gonna drop a deep spiritual truth on y'all real quick. I probably shouldn't do this, but
Go ahead,
drop
Pastor.
it,
Go ahead, Pastor.
in the Garden of Eden, the serpent came to Eve to present her with the forbidden fruit. Adam saw this whole thing popping off. He was over in the cut. He saw this happening, but Eve was basically his equal in female form. She was they were complementing each other. So what Adam had, Eve didn't have, and what Eve had, Adam didn't have. They were like equals. So they would use each other to further expand God's kingdom here on the earth. When sin came into the world, the Bible says that part of the curse of the woman would be that she would have a desire for her husband, and the husband would rule over her. Well, if the husband was going to rule over her as a result of the curse, then prior to the transgression, the man wasn't ruling over her. They were in perfect harmony with one another, vibrating within the energies that God had given them, right? So when you look at a woman, it's not that she's supposed to listen to everything you say. You're supposed to garner from that woman those things that are unique to her that you don't have, so you can further the vision and the plan. You feel what I'm saying? So it gets deep. You got to look at your woman not as like a doormat, not as a slave. You have to learn as a person who has been made in the image of God that can provide value. God wouldn't say it's not good for man to be alone if the woman didn't have sufficient things in her to help man progress. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So, but at the same time, the order is still what it is. But a lot of times as men, we get prideful and we try to use scriptures to manipulate women as opposed to using scriptures to allow this woman to be my helpmeet. Because women are very spiritually sensitive, more so than men are. A woman to tell you that dude ain't for you.
Female intuition.
You need to watch him.
Yeah.
He I'm telling you, you need to watch him. They got that intuition. They got that, and we got to be able to tap into that so we can progress. But when you look at Proverbs, the godly woman, what qualities should you look for? I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna let
you say black women are so masculine. Been hearing that for a little minute, but anyway, my bad.
But this is what you really want. To answer your question in simple form, Greg, is you want a woman who loves God more than she loves you.
Oh yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because if her standard is God, then that means she's submitting to a higher power, which means it's going to affect how she treats you. If a woman doesn't have God as a standard, she ain't going to treat you right. And if you don't have God as your standard, guess what? You ain't going to treat her right.
All right. Yeah.
It's what it is.
Oh.
Bang, bang, boogie.
And the thing about it, man, once you step into your presence, man, and really step into your element, it's gonna line itself up anyway. Like you're gonna start getting more and more. You're gonna have a lot of attraction coming at you, and then after that, you're gonna have to decipher.
Make discernment.
Like what you want to key on, because trust me, man, once you hit that threshold, and like I said, it ain't just about money. It's about you just getting in tune with yourself and having your own shit together. When you solid, a woman gonna know that you're solid, and after that, it's gonna flow. It's gonna come into it because she's gonna be like, okay, I can follow this dude. He can lead me.
Yeah, because that energy gonna fall off on her too, from you. That's coming off of you, and then what you got, what's coming off of her. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Yeah, definitely.
Because a woman want a man with principles.
Oh yeah.
And morals. The contrary to what popular belief is in the current scheme, you see all these dating podcasts and why men do this and why women do that. At the end of the day, a woman wants a strong man who has a high moral character, because a man who doesn't have a high moral character, he ain't going to be able to protect you, right? Because he's a slave to his passions. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If God is your, Kanye West said this, when he didn't fear God, he feared man. When he began to fear God, he didn't fear no man.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of the situation, man. And you, as a man, you have to be peculiar. And you have to understand that it's much easier for you to be peculiar than a woman is, in the sense of, like I was saying earlier, I can go find 10 girls who dressed in bikinis, who look good and ain't got nothing going on.
Nothing.
But you go find 10 dudes like me. I know you can't, because I understand the statistics. The average household income in the United States is $54,000. That means two people making money are putting out about $54,000 to $56,000 a year. So if I'm making over six figures and I'm black, you can't go pick me up. You can't go find me. I'm peculiar.
That's already
I'm
like
hard to find. I can replace you every day of the week with a couple $100. They'll be doing whatever for a few $100.
Oh, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what men have to get back to, understanding who they are.
Now, Jason asked, if that's the case, then why do women want Pookie and Ray Ray?
Because
They don't want
it's
Pookie and Ray
easy.
Ray. They don't want Pookie and Ray Ray because guess what? They ain't faithful to Pookie and Ray Ray.
Nope.
Pookie and Ray Ray just come around and tap whenever they want to tap, and they entertain
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But she don't want Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah.
She don't. She looking for the dude that's better than Pookie and Ray Ray. That's why her and Pookie and Ray Ray be fighting all the time.
All the time. Oh, baby boy.
Dysfunctional.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. They like the this function. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing though. So when you start looking at black males, when you start getting high figure also as well, then you start thinking about, that's why a lot of women are mad about them passport bros.
You ain't heard of that?
Hey, that's becoming a thing, bro. That's becoming a thing.
And I know a lot of cats
with them. I don't got time for
that. That's the thing people understand. Like most of these guys, like military wise, I know a lot of guys who are expats. When they got the military, bro, the women over there across the water, I hate to say it, man, and it's bad, but the women across the water over there, they understand they haven't been corrupted how the Western society is now, how we are over here with our women. Over there, they're way more feminine. They understand how to take. They first thing is take care of man, you know, take care of their duties. They're like, hey man, you the man. I'm gonna treat you like the man. Here it's a little different, and it's sad, but it's a reality. And these cats that's making the money, they leaving and going because no one wants. If you that type of dude, when you get to that point, you don't want to be fighting all the time with a female back and forth. Like that's wasteful energy. Plus, I ain't got the bandwidth no way to go back and forth. Like can't already know. Like I don't argue. Like we have a conversation, we get a bad. I don't argue with her. I don't raise my voice. We ain't even going there. Like we're gonna dead it. We'll come back and revisit it when you got a clearer head. We can have a conversation. But I'm not finna go back and forth with you. Like I'm not arguing with a woman. Period. That ain't happening. We can have a discussion and a dialogue, and that's what we're gonna leave it at. If not, we might just go ahead and let that ride because it ain't worth my time, my energy. I could be focusing that shit on something else. Yeah. And but once you get to that point where you step into that zone, when you, bruh, if you're making 80,000, no lie, no cap, if you're making 80,000, and you go across the water, you can live really, really well in a lot of these countries.
Like a
king.
I'm talking
about like a king. I'm talking about $70,000, $80,000 to have you living like middle class, high end.
Yeah.
Are y'all considering going to live across seas?
You ain't gotta go across seas. You could go there and find you one and bring them back. You feel me? But you gotta be careful though, because some of these women, they'll get the passport, get the citizenship, and they'll dip out of
right out. I've seen that happen to one of my homeboys. They sure will. Real story. I've seen that happen.
You might have to leave them over there, man. You might have to leave them over there, man. Go visit.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm to keep it real with you. This is one of the things you can tell also as well. The ones who are really truly feminine, who looking for a relationship, whatnot, they don't want to come here. They want to come visit because they're so close to their family that they're not leaving their family to come here.
Right.
They operate totally different because they put family first, as opposed to how it is over here.
Yeah,
we chase things, money, items, the lifestyle. Over there, they live the lifestyle. So it's a little different. So that's why a lot of these guys that go have kids across the water because they live here and they live across the water also as well. They do like 3 months here. The women want to go back. because
Yeah.
they're not used to this. They don't like how society is over here. That's where you know you actually met a woman who's an effeminate self because they haven't been tampered yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been
So
Americanized.
Westernized.
Westernized, yeah.
so
Right.
man, it's different. It's becoming more of a thing, real heavy now,
Yeah.
and it's all because of our environment. Look at how it is now, man. It's chaotic. And somebody put down that black women are masculine.
I mean, not all of them,
Well,
but
yeah, I know, but at the same time, it's like it's one of them things where this has been done over a long period of time, where women have become masculine because they were on their own.
Right.
yeah. But that was also was taught back in the, before in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Before I think the statistic is 70% of black families were married. You know what I'm saying? When you got in the 60s with the Dr.
But
Martin
once
Luther
they,
King, them the civil rights, they one
yeah,
thing that they
affirmative
took
action.
away, huh?
Yeah, once we got affirmative action, then we started giving them all these damn housing
The
surplus and
housing shit,
everything else.
and then you can't include what the man. They got
Man,
Section 8, so they're
Mhm.
breaking up the nuclear family, and just like hell, BLM, they don't want the nuclear family, and that's what they said. It's not me saying it; that's what they said, and it was created by 3 lesbian females. I ain't got. If you want to be gay, you gay. I can care less, but I'm just saying that's their ideology, and they said that they have a Marxist ideology, so therefore they want they want handouts, and they don't want the man in the house. And then what does that do? And then also there's a statistic that if a child is raised by their mother only, more than likely they're going to be in the drugs and in prison system. But if they're raised by their father only, they're more likely to be successful.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's
So
facts.
they're trying
The
to.
woman and the man.
The one, I honestly I don't even know that statistic, but I'm pretty sure it's better.
No, I'm saying whether it's the son or the daughter, if they
Yeah, yeah,
raised
yeah,
with
yeah,
only their woman, yeah, they go
yeah.
or raised by only a woman, they'll go through more bullshit than it was raised with a father in the household.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
kind of like
yeah, and
that, like what's the relationship with your father? That's a great question to ask.
Yes, definitely.
You know,
Any single guys out there, y'all ask that question.
right?
Yeah, that
Definitely.
does play. That does play. Has an effect um on you as a man, as a young man. When I was growing up, I used to listen to the legend of my father, right? And I noticed, honestly, man, when I was in high school, bro, not a lot of people really vibe with me. You feel me? They had to respect me because I was just that deal on the court. You feel me? But
that's a
I
good thing.
noticed that a part of that was because I had 2 parents, and my dad was always at the game supporting me. And I remember this one particular situation. My dad was in the stands, and he was like, "Don't let him talk to you like that. Show him that he ain't better than you." And he was just going crazy, man. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do it. So I
They used
ended
to
up
go
having to
crazy.
like,
They
I
used
had,
to go, both of them used
yeah,
to go crazy at the game. But anyway, go
I
ahead.
had to do the cat in, man. And then I started talking trash, and then he cussed my dad out, cussed me out, want to fight.
Who was that against?
That was Sean McClendon.
Yeah.
That was
God
in the
bless his head.
summertime. We was at the gym, and but what I realized is that has a
He was in
young
the same
man,
situation I was in.
as a young man, I felt the responsibility to perform for my father. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So having him in my life, I wanted to make him proud. Like he told those war stories, I want to have the same ones. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so I remember when I was in college, my freshman year in college, I was in JUCO, and we played some school in like a preseason game. And this dude, one of my teammates, I didn't play that game. I played maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, man. I really had limited playing time. And he said to me, "Man, your dad came to the game and you ain't even play." He was like trying to stun on me. So I turned to my one of my teammates sitting next to me, and I said to him, I said, after he said that, he's sitting over here, my other dude sitting over here. I said, this is gonna be the hardest practice he's ever had in his entire life. He will never have a practice after this harder than the one he's gonna have today. So balls lined up, we in practice. He the point guard, I'm guarding him. I shut this joker down. Like 6'3", I'm just all over him. It gets so bad. He throws the elbow. I grab him by the back of the neck. I threw him into the wall. And I'm thinking coach gonna throw me out of practice because he transferred from D1. You know, he prima donna. But I'm like, bro, I had to defend my father's honor. At that point, I wasn't playing for myself. You disrespected my father. And I think that having a father in your life, when you make those statements about kids doing better, having somebody to look up to and you want to make them proud and you want to defend their honor, that's important. And when a young man doesn't have that, you know what I'm saying? Not that he can't make it, it's just a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. I mean, me and Sean McClendon was in a very, very similar situation. So, me, I think I went the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, man, I'm gonna work harder than any motherfucker out here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're going up and down the street, dribbling the ball, doing this, doing that, playing D. And then, but he looked at it, he looked at it differently. You know what I'm saying? I use it as motivation. And I'm not saying he did neither. Once again, God bless the dead. But I think once you get to a certain level of playing ball, you like, damn, they good as me now. They just as good as me, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or better than me. You know what I'm saying? And I really think he struggled with that part of it. Right. And then you gotta think, we was in 5th grade. Well, he was a grade younger than me, but when 5th grade coach was coming up from getting us from elementary school, bringing us to the high school. So this whole time, you know what I'm saying, we already got our spots, you know what I'm saying? And then, damn, twin pop up, Forest and North, God bless the dead, Lord have mercy. Then your ass pop up, we're like, shit, you know what I'm saying? But it altered because I think he was a freshman on varsity, but he was a grade, I think he failed a grade too. But anyway, I think he might have played JV, I don't remember, but it's like you got this mindset, like people in the street saying you good, but then now you got somebody else coming up, and now you got to wait your turn, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And then you and I don't think he knew how to handle that, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, he you could tell he was a little insecure, and but at the same time, like I tell my son this because I be trying to put that pressure on him.
Yeah.
I said my senior year. I said, I was a virgin until I was 19. I ain't had sex since I went to college, right? So all through high school, I never had sex. I was just hooping day and night. I was consumed by it.
Yeah.
Right. But I told my son, I said, man, a lot of my friends and teammates, I said they was chasing tail, man. That's what they wanted. They would get it in before the game. And I said, they wonder why they wasn't doing nothing. You feel me? They weren't putting in the work. They didn't put the work in. And it's always somebody out there that you don't know that's working and working and working. But again, my father instilled that in me, right? I couldn't have came up with that on my own. I mean, you can, but it's easier when you have somebody to pour it into you. But like you said, Ken, it's when you decide to outwork a dude and they're like, dang, this dude done caught me or he done passed me. It's hard for people to understand that, but that's because you live in your life without urgency.
Hard work over talent.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, it was some crazy. Man, I remember that year we had 7 people. Seven. I mean, God bless the dead again. Ron Payne. I think we had 8 people. Ryan Tarkenton, Ron Payne, me, you, Twin, Karan,
Jamal.
Was Jamal on that team? Was Jamal?
Flunked
off. Sean flunked off. It was bad. That's when we played Berkeley Prep. You know what I'm saying? When I brought us back, you know what I'm saying? I hit the 3 threes, the 2 free throws, you know what I'm saying? 11 points. Karan called timeout. We came back and beat them boys anyway. Then got toasted by Cardinal Mooney.
That was a crazy. Yeah, Cardinal Mooney did it. I wasn't expecting that. Golly.
You a whole bunch of Tim Duncans out there.
Yeah, man.
But I remember I had the guy from Frostproof. He was like, man, I hate playing you. And that D on him, Cole. D on him. You know what I'm saying? Them were good old days though. But yeah. But yeah, man, I think we gotta do this again, man. We've been at this thing what?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Sure. It's spur of the moment type of thing too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's what. Well, honestly, he hit me up earlier this week saying he wanted to stop by Friday. I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. You know, I'm thinking he ain't really coming. You know what I'm saying? Then he hit me up. I was like, that's why I didn't have no topics. I ain't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Really going. But then I hit you up. Then Will called, and then I let him know. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But I think, real talk. Like, I think you got a podcast. You got to get that thing back going. Like, I think this is really the future, man. I mean, it's the right now and the future. And I think just some guys, so to speak, just chopping it up about something like definitely educated me. I ain't gonna no cap, definitely educated me. Yeah. But who never heard this? You know what I'm saying? Who never heard some of these discussions coming from young black men? You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think if we can, you know what I'm saying, spread that message and just keep. I know you're doing your thing, Bo. But we can all just keep spreading it some kind of way, man. So many more people be able to hear this. Just like how Kevin Samuels got that thing going. He was negatively talking about men or telling us what we need to improve to get a high value woman or nice looking woman, or so to speak. Right. Did not go viral. He said something truthful about a woman. Man went viral and took off like crazy.
Yep.
Because the women feel like we got to tell them they pretty. But if you're not 6, I'm 5'10". You know what I'm saying? So women be like, I mean, obviously I'm married now, but women be like, oh, I need a guy that's at least 6 foot, 6'6", 6. But that's not. We take it as whatever.
And they built like
a Greek goddess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we take it on the chin and be like, well, shit, whatever, keep it moving. But a woman, if you say, damn, she could lose a couple pounds or she could do this, they want to, it's a whole nother ball game because we got to say that they pretty. You know what I'm saying? It might look like two broke fat ties or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just the women got to understand that if they want everything equal and all this stuff here, which is never going to be, but still, they got to understand that dynamic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh yeah.
And but more importantly, the young men have to understand it.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot more to it. Like with semen retention, and me and IG, we done got into some. We was doing videos about this when we first started, but like there's a psychology and an understanding that you have to have as a man when you deal with women. There's certain things you just can't do.
Yeah.
You have to know how to. You have to understand certain things. You have to understand choosing signals. You have to understand eye contact. You have to understand not falling back off your truth and not like you have to. It's a lot of things you have to understand.
There's a lot of dudes who dead. A lot of dudes who are dead or in jail because of not knowing how to maneuver the game when it comes to women.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Dead and in jail.
Definitely.
I had a someone that I used to work with who ended up killing his wife in front of his kids, and then because he caught her cheating on him.
Yeah, shit crazy.
And the dude was making 6 figures. You know?
Yeah.
I ain't killing myself.
Yeah.
He in jail. He locked up.
He killed her.
Yeah, he locked up.
He killed her.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why you gotta have your mental right also as well, man. And the bad part about it is it ain't just lead up. You knew that thing was already in turmoil at that point.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I think this discussion also help you get that mental. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, having these discussions help you get that mental, and it'll save a lot of people.
Yeah,
Like,
I ain't throwing my life away. Oscar Luego.
yeah, I'm out too.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
can't
for
do
real.
it, boy.
Yeah. Quick cut. The thing about it is, a lot of cats they too afraid to give up, or they feel like they'll never find another. And you
And that's
know,
the problem,
you could tell
Right.
them that ain't the case, but they don't believe you. They
man.
don't
That's the
even
problem.
believe you.
Dudes waste too much time, man, on stuff, man. You keep thinking that thing gonna get better and everything. Man, believe the person they tell you the first or the second time, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Take it for what it is and keep it moving. If y'all don't vibe off, if y'all got issue within the first year, hey man, that thing ain't gonna be right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't care how fine she is, whatnot, man. That spirit don't match, bro. That body don't mean nothing.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
OG said this, and I believe this. I stand firm on this. And but it's scary for most men because they feel like they ain't gonna get what they want, right? But you really got to go for that girl who really like you. And it's not just gonna be one; it's gonna be several ones that you find aesthetically pleasing, right? But we want to go after the one we want to go after because we want to grab this woman as a trophy,
There you go.
right? Instead of going with somebody who gonna rock with you, like
Yeah,
for
Fact.
real. You know what I mean?
facts, definitely.
You know,
Now he ain't say lower your standards, but
yeah,
I know what he's
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah,
that's
and don't lower your standards, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. It's been girls, man. That's like she bad. She really want me. Like she really did.
A lot of
You
dudes
feel me?
they accustomed to chasing rather than being chased. You
Right.
know,
And they make that a thing. Like I
yeah,
want the competition of it. Wow.
yeah. So when they find or when they actually will flee away from girls who they are getting attention from because they feel like she's being aggressive, right? But whole time it's really just a woman being humble and humiliated enough to show her interest in you. But you
Right.
take it as, oh, I got her in the bag already, so I'm just gonna go focus on the other one. I
Right.
don't have in the bag yet because back, how we grow up, it's all about trophies, right? So a lot of dudes are accustomed. Some women are like that too. Some women they can't pick a man that's picking them. They have to pick a man who's not showing them attention, and it's a dirty habit, to be stuck in because we as human beings are creatures of habit.
oh yeah, that,
We're gonna have to do another podcast
yeah,
on
man.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying not to go not gonna cap. I'm
dynamic
feeling like I'm going
relationships.
for real, for real.
Yeah, because
I'm
those are women who are just unsure of
got
themselves
no
also as
coffee.
well.
Y'all boys talking about y'all don't drink coffee. I'm like, damn, where the coffee pot
Yeah,
at?
ain't no coffee pot yet.
I'm a coffee drinker, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a coffee drinker.
I do one
Nah, I
cup
don't
a
drink no
day,
coffee.
but
That
for
that
something like
man,
this,
I
that
wish I
shit
could do more.
put me to sleep.
yeah.
Yeah, I drink coffee and still go to sleep.
And I'm a drinker too. Shit, I had a bill.
That's the night quill, coffee night quill, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, for real, man.
it
The
ain't gonna keep me
decaf. That's
awake.
that
Like,
decaf.
Hey man, yeah, definitely, fellas. We gotta get back together and do this again. I don't know. Do
I'm gonna
something
have to
maybe
get my own
once a
setup.
month.
I'm gonna
You
have to
know
get
what
my
I'm
own
saying?
setup, man, because I swear to God, I'm gonna end up needing to get a bed over here. Fuck around with Ken. Ken don't know when to turn it off.
Hey,
Ken ready to go another
hey
hour.
man, I'm used to sitting politics.
we
We be
already
going 3-4. We done went 3-4 hours before. But
we already at we already at we
two,
about to be at 2.5. Next few
2:15.
minutes gonna say
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, so but yeah, man, we gotta get together. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have some ideas, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get off, talk about this later, you know what I'm saying? But I think, maybe once every 2 weeks, once a month, something like that. We need to get together and have this thing and just blow it up, you know what I mean?
You know what? And yo, we got the crew right here, baby. This the crew.
The crew.
You feel me?
Yeah.
This the crew.
But that's what I was telling Will before, like, and I've told other people, like, dude, and we're gonna get off. But like, dog, if a group of people get together, have the podcast, and then you go out and branch off to your own people, but then you bring them back here, or I bring them to your show, and then we just blow up, dog. But we blow up together, and
Right.
it's a beautiful thing. And we're kind of, you know what I'm saying, whatever your niche is, you may talking this, I may be talking that, you may be you're doing your semen, you may be doing semen or something too. But at the end of the day, we're bringing people together, man. But when we having these discussions, we have 4 different minds talking about the same thing. And then I think that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
I don't
That's a
mind.
different
Yeah, I
direction
can.
you can go.
It's important.
Yeah, yeah, I don't mind. And also doing stuff with talking about I do a lot of stuff with for career. I help a lot of people with like shit called with management of their career management, like
Yeah, that's a
pathways,
good
things of that
conversation to
nature.
have.
Also as well, getting a lot of guys into IT because that's what I'm in. I'm into cyber.
And I got my boy over there sitting politics too, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I had to shout it out. But yeah, man, anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I'm saying we can, it's about for me, it's enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? Empowering also as well. The same thing I do with the youth. And my thing is, man, I be trying to catch these boys when they're young. Even with the people who on here right now, who tuning in, if they got questions about finance, things of that nature. That's the kind of shit I'm into. I'm into finances. I'm into stocks right now, really heavy. Jumping into the real estate game, but my whole thing in right now is just money market. That's my general focus, building generational wealth.
Yeah, so
man, we need to chop that up, man.
Like we had a group together. If the group fell off, but the group, my cousin kind of started it, but it fell off. But we could do the same thing here. You know what I mean?
Wait, you to my the stock group?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like 4 people now who text on about stuff, and I be giving them niggas entries and everything, but they be playing games.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that we tried to do something, but it was, and I don't know a lot about it. I'll be honest. I'm trying to learn myself, but Will.
Hey, Will, I'm on that too, dog.
We talking about?
Are you on it?
We talking about
investing?
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
I'm on that heavy.
Talking about individual stocks, talking about options, bonds.
Individual stock. I don't do any options, but I do individual stocks.
I had Kingy shoot you my number, and we definitely I'm in Evan. I tell you, man, if y'all are into stocks, people who listen and whatnot, EYL, y'all listening to them?
Yeah, Earn Your Leisure.
Yeah. Earn Your Leisure. I'm inside of Ian Dunlap's Panda, Red Panda.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that right there with him. Also, it's another guy. He got an options thing that he does. I'm into that one. Also, I'm in like 2 other.
Talking about what was it? Wall Street Trapper.
Oh yeah. I've been doing some Wall Street for a minute. I got his course. I went through his course. Yeah, I made money with him. He teaches fundamental analysis, which is real good because you actually learning how a stock is from the ground up, breaking it down. You're figuring out if a stock has a moat, you know what I'm saying? The whole nine, like you really dive into it real heavy to understand how this stock gonna perform, but not just for now, but next 3 to 5 years and 10 years and on. So,
man, let me show y'all something. Man. Let me show y'all something real quick. This is my son. He been investing on Cash App, and he put $300 in a few months ago in a ETF, and he up $101. He 14 years old, man.
That's what he. See, that's what you supposed to catch him, man, and that's the thing right there. What ETF he in?
I think VOO.
Oh yeah, that's Vanguard.
Vanguard, yeah.
Vanguard got Amazon, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft.
I need to get it now.
AMD.
No, my bad. I think he in S&P. He in S&P.
Oh, well, that's good too, because everything's part of the S&P anyway. So S&P moved nice, and they got a 16%. They got a 16% return over the last 20 years. So can't go wrong. Oh, S&P, SDY, VTO. VTO is another good one also as well. So you want to run VTO. Yeah, run VTO, SDY, and Franklin Dynacor. You want to get one of those also as well. Run that one. That's a great ETF. And Redwood. That's a ETF for real estate. It got a nice dividend too.
Okay, that's what's up. Ken, you need to go ahead and just get a schedule together, man. Start off with 2 topics. Just write them down.
How many topics? How many topics you say?
Start out with 10 topics, and we'll
based around what?
Ask the people, like, what they want us to talk about in the chat. Like,
Hey, yeah, y'all put in the chat what y'all want us to talk about. I'm open to anything. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what you want to keep it in a certain like.
We can do anything. We can talk about anything.
Yeah, so if you hit finance, what I'm saying, we can run a realm of, we can go through like ETFs, good ETFs to run through, and a couple stocks, and couple ways you can make money doing some other stuff like investment wise, whether it's CD accounts or custodial accounts. You can talk about that kind of stuff, and you can chop it off that way. That way, it kind of stays consistent.
But then also you talked about you was looking at possibly starting a podcast of mentoring. We can jump into something like that. But yeah, I definitely we'll get a group text going or something like that. And but you guys, anybody in the chat, drop what y'all want us to talk about.
Yeah, drop in the chat.
And but we'll keep all that stuff together. But we'll get a group message going, and then figure out what any specific night y'all want to do something like. Or any night you can't, but this is a Friday.
Fridays are good. I mean,
Friday good night for me.
Be out there fucking off, So, Fridays are good nights, man.
Yeah.
Keep you grounded. You know what I'm saying? Rather because it's easy to.
Yeah, Friday's cool with me. Doesn't matter. So we'll lock it in Friday, and y'all want to do it once a month, once every other week? What?
It gotta be
once a week.
It gotta be consistent, truly.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't do once a week, dog.
Once every other week or once a month?
The once every 2 weeks would be the minimum.
Or maybe not Friday. Maybe
it'd be something. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It'd be something like that for me because my schedule heavy right now.
Let's start out once a month. Let's just start out once a month and then has.
We get together once a month, but we all do individual podcasts. Kent's still gonna do what he do. You still gonna do what you do, Bo. Will, you gonna do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do, and then once a month we get together, something like that. That makes sense,
yeah.
I know Kent gonna be on YouTube regardless.
Yeah, we all gonna be on there.
Yeah.
So the day the 14th. I mean that May we can do it the 12th or the 19th.
Next month.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Yeah, just set it up, schedule it, put it on the set the live up in StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard. Do you want to host it, or you want me to host it?
Nah, you can host it.
All right. I'm gonna have to get with you about vidIQ too.
Yeah, give me a call tomorrow. We can run through it.
All right.
Let's figure out the topics.
Well, all right, fellas. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming through. Real quick, Jason, you want to shout out your stuff?
Yeah, go ahead and
see where they can find you at.
Yeah, go ahead. Follow me on the YouTube. Subscribe, Jason iVision. Greg, you can find me on Instagram. Jason.greg.ivf, India, Virginia, Foxtrot. I'm gonna be around. You'll get more familiar with me. I think we got 10 people, left that's watching on the live. So
I definitely appreciate y'all.
Shout out to a majority of them, like Taylor, sit in politics, Jason, couple of y'all. I don't got the list up. So
darling, they rock with us the whole night, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
That's not easy. 223. That's my day. That's my birthday right there. 223. That's magic numbers right there. So we've been on here for 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Bo, you want to shout out?
Yeah, man. You can follow me on Hold My Nuts podcast on YouTube. IG is Richer Than I Was. That's my IG, Richer Than I Was. That's it, man.
How the real estate going for you? Oh no. Go ahead, Will.
How was that?
Anywhere you want the people to find you, or we gonna do that later?
Yeah, you do that later. I ain't.
How the real estate going, Bo?
Real estate going good, man. It's going real good. God is good, bro. Can't even lie.
Man, it's been one hell of a year for y'all realtors. So glad to know you was there. Getting your tips.
Oh, you a realtor?
Yeah, I work. I do realtor sell real estate, buy real estate.
The whole bio.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he'll work out.
Yeah, I've been in real estate for a minute, man. About 7 years.
He up there where you be at, Will, all the time.
What? Tampa?
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm a TA.
shit, they don't see me.
I mean, I don't know why people be feeling about that. So
Nah. Bo been talking about,
my fault.
you know,
Yeah.
that part of Florida because I knew you was in that part of Florida just from, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Listening to you, so
I'm down here in Southwest Florida. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying?
I do real estate and I do index universal life policies. That's my other thing.
You selling insurance too?
Yup.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of licenses, man.
Hey,
I got a property casualty license. I do it all, dog. Yeah.
man.
I'm in
Mainly real estate though.
I've been in banking for the past 10 years, and I also sell roofs. So if any of y'all boys need a roof, you know what I mean?
For sure.
For
Also,
real, $200 referral for that. You know what I'm saying?
you got your boy here. Shout out to Tim Politic. Myself, Gates Open Media. Y'all go there, find your boy on YouTube. Also, you need credit repair. You can look in the description. GatesOpenCredit.com. That's
Talk
me.
about it.
My son got all the music you see on the in the description is family members. My son, Julio. What is it? Julio. And I forgot what it's called. Project Julio. He got a song. He's gonna be dropping another song here pretty soon. And I'm gonna play his song as we exit up out of this thing. So all that music you see on the in the description is on all streaming platforms. So with that being said, fellas, we out. I'm gonna play my son's song, and y'all go download that thing. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Yeah.
Yo, Aiden, what was that project we was talking about a while back? And when like, oh, the piano joint. Yeah, that's the one.
Aiden, are you dreaming again?
I'm on my own again. Never thought that I could feel this low. I'm in that zone again. No text back and no one hits my phone. Hey, got like two friends, wanna give back, but I don't got the 2 cents. Wanna feel love, and it seems kinda stupid. Send you my air, but I feel like I'm stupid. Why do I do this? I know that it's useless. From now on, I'm gonna be ruthless. Don't call back or I knew for who this. All of my ego that just got boosted. In the storm all day, nothing to do, so I need to pray. 2020 got through, Halloween was hazy. Remember good time, sure it's kinda crazy. I just broke down on the floor and I'm thinking, hope I survived, but ain't gonna feel this must be life. No, I got that it's sinking. You just a minute, what am I even? I'm on my own again. Never thought that I would feel this low. I'm in that zone again. No text back and nobody hits my phone. Get to what's inside my true feelings. I will hide, go along and enjoy the ride. I cannot see love is blind, but I want you to stay. And every single day I sit and I pray that I might see you when your mind might change. And anytime I listen, I just fade away. Like I'm tired of it. I don't wanna be here. And honestly, she made everything so clear. Keep it going, Julio, just keep it going. Blast the music, let them hear it. All that worry disappear. I'm on my own again. Never thought that I would feel this low. I'm in that zone again. No text back and nobody hits my phone. My heart's cold again. Never knew that we would be old friends. I'll never love again. My mind's running, it's time to make it
Yeah, y'all. And also he's trying to become a Christian rapper. So anything he got he's featured on another song on all the streaming networks. I'll put that in the description next time, or this time here later. But anyway, man, y'all go support your boy Julio, Phase 1. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, let me find my outro. Okay. And we out.